Hey everybody, Shoebox Legends here. Thanks for joining me for the 300th episode in the history of this YouTube channel. It's hard to believe I've gotten that far in this first year. Coming up on my 1-year anniversary at the end of February, so not quite 1 year on the platform yet, and proud of myself that I've stuck with it and issued enough of these. I try to get them out daily, although I take a day off every now and then, but 300 felt like a significant number, and wanted to pick kind of a nice card to show off to celebrate that nice round number of episodes here on the channel. So I thought it would be a great time to dive into another Mickey Mantle card. When I was a kid, Mickey Mantle was the darling of the hobby, as everybody knows, and he still is to an extent to this day. Just sort of one of those players like Ken Griffey Jr. or Mike Trout, who, on-field performance and accolades aside, just strictly hobby speaking, is sort of like one of the greats. I would put, Griffey, Trout, and Mantle on the Mount Rushmore of, the best hobby names in the history of baseball cards. And, it was always a dream of mine as a kid to own, an authentic playing era Mickey Mantle card. I just thought they were the coolest things ever. And this is coming from a Red Sox fan, so that's really saying something. And so started to make some progress on this. I got back into collecting in 2007 as an adult, so coming up on 15 years. And for whatever reason, I didn't buy a single, playing era base Mickey Mantle card for quite a while, over a decade. And it wasn't until the end of 2018 that I started to get into them. So this 66 on the left, which I've shown previously, was the first one that I ever picked up at the very end of 2018. And then I skipped forward to the 68 recently because it was part of a series that I did on my best card flip ever. But in between those two, I picked up another nice 60s issue, and that is the one that I want to look at today to celebrate 300 episodes here on the channel. So here is the third Mickey Mantle card in my run, his 1964 Topps issue. In this case, I did get a card that was had slightly less good centering than my prior two, which bugs me a little bit, but is not the end of the world. It's not so off-center that there isn't any white border around the card. And overall, it's a 2.5, right? My Mantles are low grade. I'm not going to throw the amount of money at a Mantle collection that it takes to acquire these cards in 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s. I'd rather just get something that looks nice at a low grade, low price point, and then have more hobby funds to spend elsewhere, either on other Mantles or other parts of my collection. So my eventual goal with Mantle, being where I am now, I would love to complete a run of his cards from 1953 Topps through 1969 Topps, his final card. And then using, in the 54 and 55 years where he wasn't available in a Topps product, I'd like to get the Bowman cards for those years. So that's something like 17 Mantles there when you, in order to complete that run. So I don't know if I'll ever get there, but I'm certainly chugging along and really happy that I grabbed this as my third Mantle in that quest. Obviously, kind of knocking off some of the lower hanging fruit, which is an ironic term to use with a guy this expensive, but these are later career Mantles, and this is kind of how I dipped my toes into the water, so to speak. So 64, he definitely wasn't winding it down to the extent that he was in 68 or 69, but haven't yet shown a 50s Mantle here either. But three of the easier ones in that 17 card run down, other than being a little bit OC left to right. This card is just really beautiful. The image is clear and clean. There's no snow or, paper loss or anything. It's just a bright, vibrant card. I love this 64 design. This is a favorite of mine. I enjoy this design more than 66 or 68. This is one of my favorite designs of the 60s, and just really happy to have this one. Here's a look at the back. The back is actually nicely centered, presents pretty well, and you can read everything, no paper loss. This is all I need. I don't collect graded cards because I want to have the best example out there. I just collect graded cards because I like the slabs and I like the authentication of these valuable cards, and I just want the card that looks nice. So that certainly, this example checks all those boxes, hence why I brought it home. And there's kind of a cool personal connection to this one for me. It's a bit of a stretch, but picked this one up largely funded with an eBay gift card that I received from my parents in Christmas of 2018. So I'm in the same way that I sit on unopened product and unsorted ComC deliveries and stuff. I have a bad habit of sitting on gift cards for a while. So I got a $50 eBay gift card for Christmas 2018, and it took me all the way until May of 2019 to spend that because I knew I wanted to get something significant so that I would kind of remember that, my parents helped me get the card, and it's sort of by way of eBay purchase on my own part, a gift from my parents, so to speak. And so definitely got this one at the right time because, believe it or not, we're talking less than 3 years ago, but obviously we all know what happened with the hobby at the end of 2019 and into 2020. I paid only around $100 even for this card, and that was before the gift card, knocked that price in half. So for, $50, I couldn't be happier with that Mantle, and I'll always kind of think of that as a card that my mom and dad kind of helped supply for my collection. They got me the gift card knowing that it would be difficult for them to pick something out that was meaningful to me on the sports card front, because it's just not an area where they're very knowledgeable, but just appreciate that they were thoughtful enough to give me a gift card to put towards something meaningful. And I think I did very well bringing home that Mick with the funds. So that's all I have for today. Just wanted to celebrate, and I figured a trio of Mantles was a pretty fitting way to commemorate 300 episodes here on the channel. Just want to say again, I greatly appreciate all of the support and hobby camaraderie and all of the valuable time that any of you have spent watching any of my videos in this first year here on the platform. I am having an absolute blast. Despite the fact that I'm 300 episodes in, I just continue to say this. I have barely, shown the tip of the iceberg when it comes to my overall collection, and I've just got so many more cards here that I'm excited to talk about and show off and open, and so on and so forth. So I am planning to keep this going strong for hopefully many years to come, and it is absolutely appreciated, any of you that take the time to listen to me or watch any of these videos. So thank you so much, everybody. Here's to the next 300, and I will certainly be back in the very near future with some more sports card content. Until then, take care.